How is everybody? What I want to speak about right now has to do with size. Does size matter? It all depends what you want to look at in size. Right now, I was watching the deep meaning behind numbers. Weights and measures are also numbers. So if I say 1 foot, 1 inch, 1 Celsius, 1 Fahrenheit, um, 1 degree would go, like I'll say 1 Fahrenheit, but right away you have to put in the word degree because it's 1 what Fahrenheit? It's 1 degree Fahrenheit. So we have a skeleton world where not everything is mentioned, but automatically goes with what you're talking about, the temperature. What's the temperature today? It's 1. I'm not going to say if it's 1 degree. If I live in Quebec, it's 1 degree Celsius, and I'm not going to say DC, degree Celsius, or DF, degrees Fahrenheit, right? So 1 foot is 12 inches. Now 1 square foot is 144 inches. Now 1 cubic foot is 1,728 inches. And if you take a look, let's check this out. 12 times 12 equals times 12. 1728. Now what's ironic about 1728? It has to do with the pyramid. I'm not sure if they call it the slope or the angle, but the angle of the pyramid, I'm not sure if it's Giza or not, is 5184. 51 is noted to be Mars, the numeric value for Mars, and there are other words. It's not just Mars. I use Mars in this scenario. I can broaden it out, but if I tell you every single word in the dictionary that goes along with it, it gets lost in its translation and its understanding. I like to use the primary things when we're talking about the zodiac. I'm going to talk about Mars. I also want to mention that number 81 is square. It's also 81 Venus. You know, there's a lot of talk on the internet when you mention the word Ra. But Ra, okay, is the 18th letter. It's also Rajay or Raji. In French, this is mentioned as J. So if you would say J, most of the people would think G or J. 7 and 9, 7th letter and the 9th letter coming together, the gateway to the birth, the one spirit within us, within our hearts. Within our hearts, all of us, what is 9? 9 is a gateway. The gateway is where? Is it in your heart? Is it in your blood pressure, the high and the low? So if you're talking about high and low, can we not be talking about a gate? We have to expand the understanding and definitions of the words for logical reasons. Let me just try and figure out if I can fix this autofocus. So what happens is when we get to this numeric value here, this is the cycle in the house of Bate. If you take a look, it's 1 and 8 to 2 and 7. If you take a look at the dice cube, this is what 1 and 8 is, and this is what 2 and 7 is. G and H come together in the void. It all comes together in this cube over here. What we mentioned this at the same time, we're going to say 1 with 8 that is surround, that is divided, because here we end up with separation. The dot is also noted to be 1. 1 is noted to be the first letter in ACE. In almost every single alphabet, Aleph or A is always first, and so is B. Aleph, Bate is always 1 and 2 all the time. A and B. What is A and what is B? You do notice that they both have the points on them, right? I mean, what if I extended? Hold on a second. The extension of A, I got this here. No, I want to do B completely. I'm going to do B this way, right? So the extension of it. So this would be your top side of A, and this would be your bottom side. Now we would end up, right, doing this. So we have a little bit more of a dimension, like what is B? Is it possible that when you put B and B together, you end up with A again? Because it shows me that A is inside of B. So what we're going to talk about is 1-8 and 2-7. There's also what is 2-9. So to the left of 2-9 is 1-8, and to the shift to the right is 2-9. The even numbers are in between the odd numbers in my gematria scale, which is a design where this would be 1. This is an example. This would be, let's say this would be 3, this would be 5. My number 4 would connect them together. And if you take a look, it also looks like 3 diamonds that are coming together, but for me, it's a portal. You go all the way through. 1296, what is 1296? Should we do the same equation? Is 1 and 6 on the cube? Yes, it is. What is 1 and 6? 1 is reverse 6. Why are we always mentioning 9? I always ask myself that question. 9 is always 6 is always 9. What does that mean? Our birth comes into the house. 29 is the 29th of February. The 29th happens 11 times a year. But this numeric value is 1/2 of the Mayan time of 25,920. Multiply this by 2, put a 0.0 at the end, you have 25,920. Now what happens with this? 9 times 6, 54, the sun. 9 times 2, 18, Ra. 18 is telling me about the square planet of Venus and Pegasus. Pegasus is known as the square constellation. Inside of 1 and 6 is your birth in the house of Bait. So now what happens is 54 times 2 is 108. 15, 16, 17 cube plus 1, 18. 126, this is where the moon fits in. The moon is 2160 in diameter. I don't need it. When I see the 1 in front, it's talking about 15. When I see the 2 in front, it's talking about 20. When I add up 1 through 15 and 1 through 20, it equals to 120. It equals to 210. All zeros equal to 6. The 15th letter, 1 plus 5 equals to 6. It is the letter O. And everything that is the letter O, it's what's on the inside and what's on the outside. You cannot bring both heavens together. Here is your 6 in the total of what is 8. Area voided space, only 6 of 8. Connecting the 2 into the heavens. Now what happens in this design over here is we're gonna change the numbers. I'm gonna put 5 and 7 here. Okay, and over here I'm going to put 7 and 5, and when I connect them, I'm connecting them with 66. So I flip my paper over the other way, and I come up with, 1 second, I think I got to flip one more time. Oh, here it is. And here it is right over here. What is this? The 11th hour is 660 minutes. 66 connect over here. They connect right over here because over here now, in this area over here, this is 9. In this area over here is 11. In this area over here is 3. In this area, yeah, I got that right. In this area over here, okay, is 1. It's 1, 3, 5. So when the 1 is connected, you are on 7. Let me get this straight. 7, 9, 11. And the 11 is in the 1. Do I have that right? Hold on a second. Just give me a second here to see. What I want to add on to 1111 is that when you're reading over here, this number over here, what's ironic for me, and it's a little frustrating because I can't express myself enough at just bringing out the analysis and the hypothesis, is that 1111 is 671 minutes. And here, 6 and 1 is 7. It becomes 77, which is matter. It's also Christ, and it will create the student of 9/11. 7 times 7, 7 plus 7 is 49, and 14 equals 63. The word 11 equals to 9. 6 and 3 equals to 9, the word 11. When you add this up, what is this? The mirror world steps in right over here, which is 20 and 4. 21, 22, 23, 24, and all the way down to here. When you get to this one over here, 20 and 10, this is expressed when you reach the area of 90, and it's expressed as 11, Zion, Israel. Is there any other expression of 1, 4, 6 on here? No, there is not. The inversion of it is right here. Now, when I wrote the word pi, right over here, I wrote the word pi, hold on a second. Right, I wrote the word pi because the addition of the numbers is right, hold on a second.